Well, honey, thank you for being here with us in the Operators Exit podcast. So now I would like for you to tell me a little bit about who you are, what's your name, and the type of business that you own.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me, and it's a pleasure being here. My name is Janniel Medina. I'm the owner of Alight Freight Logistics. We are a logistics business. We're focused in a small, medium, and large vehicles. What we do is we offer a dispatch service for this kind of vehicles, and our goal and our vision is to help customers and to help the owner operators make sure they're good and make sure they're making money out there.
That's nice, brother. So this is in the logistics space, right? Logistics niche.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah. Transportation industry,
Transportation
basically.
logistics.
Yeah.
Got it. So can you tell us how old are you and for how long have you been running this business?
I've been running this business exactly about, I just turned 1 year last month. So like literally 1 year. Um, yeah, like 1 year and a month.
And you're 21, right? You're 21 years
I'm,
old.
I'm 20, 22.
22 years old. Okay.
22 right now.
You're
22.
pretty young. You're a young entrepreneur. That's awesome. So
Yeah.
how did you get into this business? And was this always your plan to get into this business?
Actually, no. I started this business because initially me and my dad, we opened a transportation business. We opened a transportation company, and we decided to get a vehicle and just start traveling. And we didn't know anything about this niche at all. We didn't know anything about transportation. We didn't know anything. I'm always curious. I'm always super finding resources and learning, and I learn super quick all things, everything, I've been like that. And we joined this industry, and we face that reality that is really hard for owner operators. We face this reality. It's really hard. We're struggling out there. And I had to put all that I had into learn how to get the loads, how to book the freight, how to make money, how to make our company to be successful. So I was what, like 20 years old at the time, and I started hustling. I started learning. I took courses. I started doing research, YouTube tutorials, things like that, and I learned, right? And also I made connections with partners that they're now my partners because I make the connection with them back then. And they were giving us loads. We managed to take the company to a good level. But there was a point that I just decided to not to travel anymore with my dad. And that's when I actually decided to do dispatch, right? Because I had the connections, and I also saw a big opportunity in the Hispanic culture, where the owner operators didn't speak English, and they need this is a English industry. You need English to be able to operate in this business. So a lot of drivers out there that are Hispanic, they don't speak English, and they were not making no money. So I was like, my goal was always to help the drivers to make sure they're making money out there, because I know what's hard for anybody, even though they speak English or not, it was hard for anybody to make money, and especially what's going to be harder for them that they don't speak English. So that's my goal. That's when I started. Yes.
Okay. And can you share with me where you are right now in terms of, how many drivers do you have? Like whatever you're comfortable sharing. Like you mentioned to me recently that you are not as involved right now because the business is running, right? So can you share a little bit about that?
You want me to share how the process went since the beginning to the point that I am right now, or just where I'm at right now?
Yeah, where you are right now. Just where you are right now.
Well, where I'm at right now is mainly supervising. I have two people working under me. and just mainly supervising, make sure all the processes are working correctly, make sure that all the SOP are actually working, and make sure that we are doing as we're supposed to.
And are these people working under you? They're virtual assistants, right?
Yes, they're virtual assistants, yes.
Got it. So
One dispatcher and one HR agent.
how involved are you right now?
How involved I am right now in the operations or in the business?
In the business operations, yeah.
Well, basically, I could be free the whole week if I want, and the business will keep running. I could be free 2 weeks, and the business will keep making money.
That is amazing. That is amazing to
Yeah.
hear. All right.
I
So
actually, as a matter of fact, I took like 2 weeks off. Not off, but I was like, I told my team, I was like, guys, I'll be kind of off for 2 weeks. It was like actually like 1 week ago. Um, and everything went fine. We run as normal.
that's amazing. That's amazing to hear. I'm so glad to hear that. So can you tell me what your business actually looked like before we started working together? Remember?
Yeah, of course. I was stuck with two drivers. I remember I was stuck with two drivers for about 3, 4 months. I didn't know any tools, any resources. I didn't know how to operate a team, how to have somebody working under me. Uh, I saw where I'm at right now as something that it would take me so long to achieve, and I actually didn't know that would just be 1 year for me to achieve. I was basically stuck with two drivers for a couple months, and like I said, and I was stuck. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know how to grow. I didn't know the resources, the tools, the marketing. I was literally in not making money. I was surviving financially. Um, I was literally about to quit. I was about to quit this business. Literally,
Wow.
I was literally about to quit because I was not seeing results. This is something. This business, I kind of believe in it, so I jump all in. I stopped doing what I was doing in the past, and I was doing the apps on the side to be able to support myself and financially. Um, Definitely not in a good position.
Wow. That's amazing to see how fast you evolve, man. How fast you actually pick stuff up. So most founders your age, or most business owners your age, they think they have everything under control. They say they have things under control. Were you saying that too?
Definitely not,
Okay.
because there are a lot of things that we cannot control, and especially in logistics, there are many factors that we actually can't control.
Got it.
I won't say I have everything under control. I try to supervise as much as I can, and I try to be on top, make sure everything is doing as we're supposed to, in every sense. But there are so many things to do and to take care of. So many details, and I won't say I have everything under control, no.
Can you tell me about the moment where you personally realized that the status of your business was affecting you personally, like in stress, time, money, relationships? Like,
Brother, it was actually a time where I couldn't even eat with my family in peace. You
wow,
know, when I had so many calls every single day at night, every time of the day I had calls, literally. I used to receive over 100, 120, 150 calls every day, and it was a lot.
oh wow.
Yes, at that point I was like, no, I'm doing something wrong. I need to find the help that I need. I need to hire new people, and I need to hire a team. I need to get a team, make sure we have everything running.
So something clearly had to change, right? And so let's talk about the moment where you decided, enough was enough. Like we have to do something about it, right?
Delegate. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that.
Um, I think at that time we were working together. But when that happened, because we initially, when you came, well, basically you came with the strategies, marketing and operations and systems, and we kind of work on that really fast. I remember um that you show me the tools that you know and the experience you have. You taught me, and basically what I want to share for the people out there is that working with you was actually not only for like entrepreneur or business matter. It was actually, I noticed that I was not growing because my mentality was not in the point where it was good to grow. Like, what I'm trying to say is that I had to do a mental breakout as well. I had to do it has to be a breaking point in my mind where I actually that you helped me to grow, that you actually helped me to achieve the because I had a roof in my mind that I couldn't just pass, and basically you helped me overcome that. And that's when I started growing more. And can you repeat your question one more time? I'm sorry, I kind
Sure,
of
sure,
get
sure.
lost with that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna you actually answer it. So I'm gonna go over a different question. Like, what made you decide to work with me over other options, right?
Right, basically, well, I kind of know you. I know you. I knew you on a business meeting. It was like we made the connection. We knew each other. You told me a little bit about what you did. I thought was super smart. Um, and we kind of knew each other. We share contacts, and your program for me at that time, I thought was really expensive. It was something I couldn't pay at the moment because I didn't have any resources. But then I decided to give it a try. I was like, I kind of believe it in what you told me. I believe in what you actually brought to the table, how you were gonna do things. I believed it, and and I decided to go for it. Even though I didn't have the moment at the time, I because I also, since I was little, I know the importance of a mentor. I know the importance of a guidance in every sense, in everything. I always knew that when you have a mentor, well, basically he would just give you his experience, and he would just give it to you.
Yeah,
And
I'll
you
say
won't have to grow, you won't have to go through all that yourself, because you have somebody that actually have done it already.
that work
And
that
and
already went through the path. So yeah,
exactly,
can tell you, can point you in the right direction. Hey, this is what you got to change
exactly,
here, whatever. So I think
exactly.
I think it's not. I think more than smart is actually wise to have a mentor. And I understand it's always a price, but and there's always a cost. But like psychologically, when you are not invested financially into something, you don't pay the same attention to things.
Exactly. And
And,
I knew that. And I knew that I'm sorry. And I
Mhm.
knew if I didn't make the effort to pay you, I was not gonna do enough. I
you know,
was not gonna do what you were gonna tell me to do, because I was just basically not giving you the importance, because I was not one thing that people they don't appreciate what is free. People
yeah.
don't, we humans beings, and we as a humans, we don't appreciate what is free.
There's an experiment that was conducted. I don't remember when or where, so don't ask me. But is the experiment of the cat of the I'm sorry, the mouse and the cheese.
Okay.
So in the experiment, they put a mouse and they put a cheese on the other end. And then the mouse went straight for the cheese, but the mouse was tied to a spring through the tail, right? By the tail to a spring, and then so he would push with a certain type of push or strength towards the cheese because he wanted the cheese, right?
Mhm.
But while doing this experiment, they measure the length that the mouse actually covered while pushing, towards the cheese because he wanted the cheese so bad, right? But what they did after is instead of a cheese, they put a cat in the back, and so the mouse, so they removed the cheese and put the cat, right? And so the mouse started running away from the cat, and so it turns out he actually covered a little bit more length, despite of having the spring tied to the tail, right? uh, and they notice that, yeah, having something that incentivizes you to run, like cheese, something that you want, is actually gonna make you move forward, right, with a certain level of push. But having something in the back that you're running away from is actually adds a little bit more of, makes you
Thanks.
makes you makes you run, with more like strength or speed or whatever to run away from it, so you're a little bit more motivated because now something is chasing you, so you got to move. But they conducted the experiment with both things at the end. They put cheese and they put a cat. And it turns out that, the mouse covered even more length, when you have like two motivators, right? Something you're running away from, which is pain, and something you're running into, which is what you actually want, right? And your goals, right? Or your let's say, yeah, your goals, your why, right? You got to have a why, but also you got to have something in the back pushing you, right? So I think that when you have to invest money into a program or a coach or something to actually learn and learn, learn and acquire the skills to that you're actually interested in or you want in order to achieve your goals, you combine, it's like you combine in according to this experiment, right? The illustration, right? It's like you have the mouse and you have the cheese. So you have two big motivators there pushing you. So you're able to achieve more. So, anyways, I thought that was an interesting experiment,
Yeah.
So,
No, definitely. And when you invest money, it's like you want to make sure you get that money back.
exactly. That's
That
that's actually the that's actually the
when you exactly, that's
that's
like
actually the gap. That's the threat. You're not gonna get that money back. You
exactly.
gotta get it back. So
Exactly. And you have to do a certain amount that will actually hurt you.
that would actually hurt you. Yes, it needs
That
to.
will actually hurt you,
It needs to be a real
If
threat.
you don't, and
That's
and I always been liking this content from, entrepreneurs and also also we see in the Bible as well because I'm a spiritual person as well. I follow God's path. I follow Jesus, and I also read the Bible a lot. And you know what we see in the Bible is actually the people that will prosper more is actually the people that give more, and the people that I'm not scared to keep the money, are the people that are scared to you just always keeping the money and not even investing or not even investing in the knowledge or in the business itself. They're not gonna receive more because you're basically trying to keep it all and saving it, and it's like a treasure.
planted, like according to the Bible, the illustration where you actually have to plant, the 10 coins, right? You got to plant it so that they grow.
Exactly.
Right. So all you do is I'm just going to save it here in a bank account, doing nothing.
Exactly.
Right?
Do nothing. I'm gonna hide it. No,
Yeah.
no,
Then
it's not
when
gonna
when
grow.
when when Jesus comes or the Lord comes, or like, what did you do with what I gave you? Oh, I just saved it here.
Exactly.
I didn't want it to lose it. Right. So
Exactly.
you didn't understand the concept of planting the seed. So money is like a seed that you plant. And sometimes what people miss is you have to plant in you. You are the ground, right? So if you are good ground, guess what? That's going to flourish. It's going to grow. So you have to invest in you. So that's what we do when we actually enrolling. I have never regretted any single dime spent, and I spent a whole lot of money in coaching. Never regretted a single one, because even with the ones that I did not took out massive action like I should, I learned that that wasn't for me. And now guess what? I didn't waste any more time. Okay, now to the next. And I also learned that sometimes you just have to be consistent when you do, despite of everything you have against you or the obstacles in the way. Now, let me ask you this question: Were were you resistant to any of it at first? And what changed your mind, deciding, hey, I'm just gonna enroll in this program, and was there a moment where you actually thought, this is actually working?
Can you repeat your question one more time? I'm sorry.
Were, were you resistant to any of it at first? When you enrolled to our program, right? Were you resistant to anything at first, and what made you change your mind to decide, I'm just gonna move forward with this?
Resistant in what sense? In trying to join in join
Yeah,
the
so
program?
like correct. Yeah, were you like
Of
hesitant?
course.
Were you
Yeah,
hesitant?
mainly the investment I had to make at that point. And then that's I used to be like really cheap with everything. I used to be like really cheap and even but that was the mentality I had to work on with time. Thank God it only took me 1 year to learn and and not many years because many years wouldn't be, right now, when in but yeah, mainly the price.
And
Mainly the
what made you change your mind?
Just having faith. I have faith.
You're
I
like,
have
I'm
faith
I'm
and
gonna pray
I have
and
faith.
God take
I
care of
have
this.
faith. I have faith that it was gonna work. I have faith that, um, I kind of believe it in your mentorship. I believe in the things that we could achieve.
Got it. So, what was the moment where you thought, you know what, hey, this is actually working?
When I initially had when I saw I was already in the 10 drivers.
Wow. And how
When I
fast was that? How fast was that since we started, from the moment we started, how fast was that?
Well, actually, it was what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
It was 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I remember when you joined, I was talking with two drivers for a minute. I was talking with two
So you
drivers
were
for a minute.
stuck with two drives for like 2 months or 3 months, you said,
No,
right?
like 3 months. Like three
3 months.
months.
And then when you joined the program 2 weeks after, you had 10 drivers.
I had 10 drivers, yes.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
But I started offering, and well, you told me to start offering incentive for the like referrals, and also we started like a Facebook marketing campaigns and everything. But we started with little resources. You teach me to start with little resources, like not to and actually get results. So
That's amazing. That's amazing, brother. All right. So, what surprised you the most about how we work together? Like, or what surprises you more about the program and everything else?
you know what? Actually, what surprised me the most is that you tell me how to be like a boss, not to be a employee. You tell me how to be a leader, not to be a follower. And you tell me that it's not okay to be working or being having to do everything. One thing that I couldn't take out of my mind was, oh, I have to do everything. If I don't do everything, everything will not be okay. One thing that I had to remove literally from my mind was, and you taught me how to do it, was to actually delegate and be able to not being attached to because I remember you told me if you're needed, if you're needed for your company to be able to function, like if you has to be there in order for your company to work, you don't have a company, you have a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Exactly.
remember you told me that. If
That's,
you're needed there for your company to make money, you don't have a company, you have a job. And when and that actually kept me just in my mind for a couple months actually. Couple months. I remember we were working together for a minute and you told me that and I was there. And every time you told me, brother, come on, we need to get you out of the phone calls. We need to get you out of the phone calls. And and I remember that was a process for me. That was for me to delete from my mind, actually. And I'm 22 years old now, and
You just took
I'm
2 weeks off, bro.
I'm literally I took 2 weeks off. I just literally did.
That was
Like
amazing. That was
I
amazing.
I literally just did. Yeah.
That was amazing, brother. There's people that, they are unable to do that. They're like,
And the business was, oh no, well, the only thing that I did just to make sure payments were okay.
yeah, just making sure
Make sure payments were okay. Yeah. So make sure, yeah.
that's amazing. Okay, can you tell me what problems are just gone right now for you?
What do you mean
Yeah, what
specifically?
what problems you don't have anymore right now?
What problems I don't have anymore right now? Wow, that's a very good question. Since I started,
Oh, right now, the current point.
what problems I don't have?
Yeah,
Wow, that's a very good question. What problems I don't have? Like personally,
no, no, no. I'm
or
talking about
as a
in your
business?
business. In your business, like
Oh, okay, okay.
what problems in your business that were problems that you don't have anymore since you started when you joined the program? Like what problems you don't have right now?
Well, I think the most important one is the financially one, of course. That at the beginning I was make sure I pay
Right.
the people that I hire, because at one point I hired 4 people. There was a point that I have 4 people working under me. So I was make sure we make the enough money to cover the expenses and pay for the systems. At this point, we have a structure, or I have a structure everything in a way that makes sure all the expenses are covered all the time, all the time, all the expenses are covered. And on top of that, the financially also the system that I'm currently using is working really good. It's working really fine. Um, what else? Um,
Would you say right now that you have actually time to that it's free time that you can have to focus on other things, and have a personal life right now
oh
because
yeah, 100%. Actually, this 2 weeks that I took off, was actually learning new things. I'm trying to. I even had time to even think about opening a new business, or I even had time to think in how to grow the business in certain areas. I had time to focus on more things that will actually um, make my company grow, or I believe that every company will grow as much as the owner grows.
100%. I love it. I love it.
I believe that if me as a person grows, my company will grow. If I don't grow enough, my company will just be stuck. Um, so this 2 weeks that I took was needed for me to realize that um, I actually need to grow more in order for my business to grow more. You
Yeah.
know.
Um, how has this transformation in your business, right, and in your life as well, because your business life affects your personal life,
Mhm.
have boosted your confidence as a business owner? Has this make you
Oh, I feel like I'm capable of doing anything. Right now, there was something I heard that all you need is one victory to defeat a hundred, um, to overcome 100 defeats or 100 losses. If you have one victory, you will have the confidence enough that you know that you can do it every single time. So even though this business ended up tomorrow, I will now be sure that I could build something again from the scratch in any area that I will be. I think was a breaking point for me not to quick and learn all this that I actually learned with you. Um because the experience is the most important thing that I learned, and it gives me confidence to know that I could I could build any other company any other time, and I'm pretty sure it will be successful, and I'm pretty sure we'll make money.
Absolutely. I love it, brother. Because yeah, like you mentioned, like any business can be successful if the business owner actually grows, right? As successful as the business owner is capable of growing, right? And that's something that you showed from the very beginning. Not only you enrolled in the program, but you put the program into action, and you took massive and bold action quick and really really fast. So and that's something that I love because those 2 weeks that it took to land, to take it from 3 to 10 clients or drivers in this case, right? It was actually a result of your massive and bold action. So it was not just me telling you, hey, this is what we got to put together. We put the lead generation program, a lead generation, the idea kind of profile, all of that we built at the beginning. But you took action on that, and that was what triggered the result, right? So that is amazing. That have boosted your confidence because now you know what blueprint or plan to follow in order to get things done. You know now how results are achieved, and you have the map already in your mind. So that's awesome. So could you tell me what is the biggest mistake that you made when you were still running everything yourself before joining the program? What was the biggest mistake that you were making or that you made
During the program or before?
before the program?
I would say not having the knowledge and think that I could just overcome not having the knowledge. And also, like I mentioned, my mentality was it was keeping me um it was keeping me from it was not allowing me to grow.
Got it. And could you tell me one tool or system that you can run your business without it right now?
Without it, my main platform where I run everything, and without it, it will be chaos. Is Go High Level.
Go high level, right?
Go-
That's
Yes,
awesome.
that,
And
that's CRM.
for those listening or watching this podcast right now, like we're a Go High Level agency, so we're able to just plug Janniel into Go High Level, and he actually runs his business in Go High Level. So that is amazing, brother. I'm glad that you're able to just use that tool, use it, and that's awesome in your business. So could you tell me after you implemented our program and you enroll in it and everything, could you tell me what that meant for your business or your life right now? Like what difference did it made? Like, you know, what,
After enrolling to the program,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
brother, it meant everything. That was a breaking point in my life. That was a time everything started from there. Like I said, I was stuck with two drivers. I don't want to keep, pushing that, bringing that up, but that's the reality. I was stuck with two drivers for a minute. And then when you came, just literally bring this knowledge, and it says that knowledge will make you free.
Mhm.
It says that knowledge will make you free. So you actually bring knowledge, and that makes me free.
That's awesome, brother. So
That
what?
makes me that makes me actually free from
Yeah,
from not being a slave to work,
yeah,
and make sure I have everything running, and having my finances stable, and having my life in a point where I could just be more time. I'm like I said, I'm now just supervising. I could just be. Well, right now I'm working more because I actually want to grow more. I'm at the point where I could also be more chilling with my family. I could be more, or I could be more studying, or I could be having that time in something else.
yeah,
Right now I'm working more, and I'm trying to put all this attention to this because I'm trying to grow it more. But I also could be, dedicating more time to my family.
would you say that your business right now runs on autopilot?
Oh yeah, it runs on autopilot 100%.
And again, you recently took.
Well, one thing that is not running on autopilot is the payments. I haven't figured that part out. I still have to make sure. Well, I think that's something we'll have to always do. The as a
We
uh,
should bring somebody for payroll. We'll help you with that. You can bring somebody for
exactly.
payroll, and that's it. And now you won't have to pay. So, but so you just took 2 weeks off, right? And you now have plans. You're gonna get married, all of that, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
You're
yeah.
starting a new life, literally a new life. That's
Literally,
amazing.
yes.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. And how it feels right now that you're gonna be able to provide because you got a business that is providing, right? How does that
No,
feel?
I feel well, all the glories to God, first of all. I think that God uses people, that
Amen.
got people in your way.
That's it.
Guys, if anybody's listening to this, nothing will happen if God doesn't allow it.
Amen.
Nothing will happen if God doesn't allow it. Even though you're a believer or not, like that applies to everybody that but for me, I believe that God has been blessing me up, and He's the source of my income. He's the source of everything that I have, or I could own, or I could administrate. Um, yes.
In terms of growth, and 100%, by the way, 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you. There's people in my life right now that put me here, that got used to bring me here, so to this point. So 100%, he's the source of everything, and I couldn't be more grateful, right? Because we serve nothing, so I thank God and to God the glory for everything. So uh, talking about projections, right? You remember when we were taking a look at your numbers, right? We have projections there, more than six
Yeah.
figures, right? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, we projected to be $1 million company in 3 years. It was yes, in 3 years, and we had to have over, I believe, over 150 clients or drivers working for us every single day, over 150.
One thing that I'm glad because the problem is like that's we took your numbers are definitely over 1.2. And it's amazing because in like 2 weeks we're able to get you to 10 people, right? So if we push aggressively, by pushing aggressively, I know that you can get to 1.2 million, right? But I'm glad that you're right now solidifying your team, right? Because that's very important. You need to be able to support that growth with your team, right? And so right now, because I work with you, so I know the status, right, of your business and everything. Um, on just bringing the right people, that's what's gonna get you to that point. Because at the
Yeah.
beginning, you kind of hired a lot of people, but there wasn't a lot of quality there because you were trying to push too much and you're trying to save, right? And I told you don't do that.
Yeah, no, I was being, let's just put it like that. I was being cheap. I was being cheap with the people I hired.
Yeah,
And that's something, had to work. That's something that I mentioned like right here, that I was actually just being so cheap in everything, and that actually I just had to hire one person, and then another month, and then that person would just quit because it was so cheap, and I was paying it so little, and then I was expecting too much,
yeah.
and they of course will quit. But what I learned is make sure you have I heard something that actually changed everything for me, and it was, make sure that you people you work in, that if you're gonna be a millionaire, make sure that you bring them with you, Make sure that they are a millionaire too.
Yeah.
Make sure that, like not everybody, of course, because it won't be possible to bring, if you have 100 employees, bring 100 employees to, but at least the people you choose, make sure that they're good, make sure they're getting paid good, and that's what I'm doing right now. I have one dispatcher and one HR agent. And what I'm doing with the dispatcher is allowing him to make money. Like
Yeah.
I could get somebody like 3 times cheaper, like three or four, even 4 times cheaper than what I'm paying him right now. But I know he's a good one,
Yeah.
and
And you'll be
and
risking your operation. Exactly. Exactly.
and
So
I'm just and he, I would just make sure that he's good and that he's feeling okay, that he's feeling that he's being taken care of.
compensated. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the right way to go. And what would you say to a founder who was in the exact same position you were before we started working together?
It's at the beginning, it's really hard to make the investment at the beginning when you have no money, because I've been there. It's really hard. It's really hard to make the investment, but it will definitely boost and it will definitely change your life if you do the right steps. If you do the work,
If you do the work. Exactly.
if you do the work, you're gonna get the results. If you don't do the work, no, I was so lazy for so long and I couldn't have the results. But it was into a point that I actually decided, I have to work. I have to actually put the work into this because when I saw the numbers, I saw that I was making, I saw first of all, I have the pressure that I already pay you. And when I saw what I was actually about to make money, I was like, okay, we have to put the work on it. So if you don't put the work on it, you will not see results. But my advice to those out there that are still thinking about, or uh, I know the program might be a little bit expensive. I know it's an investment, even though it's not a crazy amount. For certain people, might think that, I used to think it was a lot for me personally. At the beginning, I thought was, well, it's a big investment. But I remember you told me, uh, brother, when we come in, we make sure we make you make that extra so we cover the expenses for our services. And that's what made me decide also like to join, enroll in the program. And I would say to those out there that it will definitely help you a lot. It will definitely change your life forever. It will change your business and it will help you have that knowledge that you will never forget, because once you get a knowledge, valuable knowledge, you will never forget it. So for me, um, that has been one of the greatest investments I've ever made.
Thank you, brother. So, if you had to sum up what working together has done for your business in one sentence, what would it be?
It will be valuable.
Valuable. I like it. I like it. So, all right, brother. Anything else that you would like to? Yeah, I would like to say to say to people that is listening to this podcast, or watching it.
Yes, of course. Not everything is perfect. We have to know that, when we are trying to when we have a business, we as a business owner, as a CEO, we have a mentality. And sometimes though that mentality will be, I think the most important thing is break with that mentality that we carry. If we don't break with that mentality, we're literally stopping the growth in our life. And sometimes you will come with a strategy, and I might think it might not want to work, or you might just think that uh no, just actually follow. And if you have idea, just bring it to the table and make sure, oh no, I think this, and make sure you explain everything, how you're doing. Make sure you explain everything, how you are in the moment you are. And so they can do that job, and make sure they find the resources and everything. And yeah, I would say that, adding up also, like working, enrolling to the program has literally been a life changer.